All right. Well, today I will be demoing a motivational interviewing session with Nova, a 34-year-old accountant with a family history of alcohol abuse, who's presenting with symptoms consistent with moderate alcohol use disorder. Nova is currently in the contemplation stage of change. She recognizes that her drinking helps her escape stress, but she's starting to experience morning fatigue and pressure from her spouse. So, this session is our initial clinical intake, and my primary clinical goals here are to establish a secure therapeutic partnership, reduce her baseline shame, map out an agenda, and safely bring attention to her internal motivators for behavior change goals without triggering her defensiveness or activating my own writing reflex in my role of counselor. All right, so here we go. Nova, thank you so much for coming in today. I know it can take a lot of energy to sit down with a counselor for an intake, especially when you're dealing with a frantic schedule. So I want to start by letting you know that our time together is meant as a true partnership. You are the absolute expert on your own life here, and my role isn't to judge you or diagnose you or push you into making changes you aren't ready for yet. So we are just here to think things through together. How are you feeling about being here today?
Honestly, I'm a little on edge. I feel like everyone's making a big deal out of nothing. Yeah, I drink a lot of wine, especially at night, but I'm just a busy accountant. My job is a pressure cooker, and it's easy to unwind. Well, it's easy, it helps me to unwind. My partner is completely on my behind about this. He basically gave me an ultimatum last night to talk to somebody else. So here I am. This is his idea, but I don't want to be told that I'm broken or that I have to completely rewrite my life.
Yeah, it makes complete sense that you'd feel on edge coming here under an ultimatum like that. You're carrying a massive amount of professional pressure. Pouring a glass of wine has felt like an accessible way to decompress after those long hours. And I hear that it feels incredibly stressful or frustrating to have that pattern questioned when you're just trying to survive a stressful job.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not out partying. I'm not out um shaking ass or nothing. I'm at home. I do it safely. Um it's my comfort zone for real. It's my home. I do it with a blanket on. But according to him, it's apparently ruining our mornings because I'm too exhausted to engage with the kids.
Hmm. So you value being a safe, responsible professional, and your evening routine provides a real sense of comfort. But at the same time, you're noticing a bit of painful friction where the same routine leaves you feeling drained when your kids need you most in the morning.
Yeah, that's the only part I have like a problem with. Like it kind of stings a little. I hate feeling like a zombie around my kids before school, especially when they need me to like do all this other stuff.
Yeah, I hear that. You've showed incredible commitment to your family just by honoring this appointment today, even though a part of you I hear really resented having to come. So, and since you've taken this step, I want to make sure the space serves you, not just your partner's expectations. So, I have this tool I use called an agenda map, which is essentially a way for us to look at a few different areas of your life that you might be connected to improve your well being. So, we could talk about managing work stress, sleep hygiene, family communication, or the role alcohol plays in your week. So, looking at these options, where would you feel most comfortable focusing our conversation today?
I think we have to talk about the alcohol, to be honest. I if I can figure out why I'm leaning so heavily into it to escape stress, maybe the morning exhaustion and the arguments with my husband will sort themselves out.
Hmm. Yeah, so I hear that. You see alcohol as the central piece of the puzzle for you right now, and you're curious about exploring how that relationship with stress has developed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we explore that a little bit more? What are some of the things you've noticed recently that make you think, okay, maybe something about this pattern needs to change?
My tolerance has gotten like awful. One glass don't do it for me no more. Now I have to have like two to three, sometimes a whole bottle just to quiet my brain. It just goes so long all throughout the night. Um, when I wake up at 3 a.m., my heart's racing. I have a bunch of anxiety. Um, I have an audit process in a few hours and it's becoming a cycle. Work demands and I'm not getting enough sleep. It's just I'm starting to feel it in my body, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand how waking up in the middle of the night with a racing heart can make an already high pressure job feel nearly impossible to manage. So I hear that you're noticing the very thing you're using to quiet your brain and that at the end of a long day is ultimately turning up the volume on your anxiety the next day.
Yes, you get it. I've never used to be that anxious kind of person. I want my lively energy back. I want to be able to be sharp for my clients at work and fully awake for my family. I just don't know how to unwind, or I don't think I have the ability to not use it as like a tool.
Hmm. Okay. So to help me understand where you're standing with this, I'd like to use a simple 1 to 10 scale. So 1 to 10, 1 meaning it's not important at all, and 10 meaning it's absolutely vital. How important it is for you to alter your current drinking pattern?
To be honest, I'm at a 7. This is becoming like a huge problem for me in my health and definitely my marriage.
Yeah, okay. A seven's a really significant number. So why did you choose a seven, and what keeps you from being at a lower number, like a three or four?
Because I see where this is going. I watched my dad deal with alcoholism. He couldn't put the bottle down, and I refused to let my kids grow up like I did. Was emotionally checked out or hiding bottles and stuff. I don't want to do that. My family
Hmm.
means a lot to me, and they deserve better.
Yeah. Your children and your desire to break this generational cycle are deeply rooted values for you, is what I'm hearing. And that you're fiercely protective of your relationship with them. And that love is a massive driver behind why you chose to come in today.
It really is. I just need to figure out how to do it without losing my mind at work.
Yeah. Okay, so let's pull our threads together here for a moment. So you came in today feeling somewhat shut down, under pressure from this ultimatum, which makes complete sense. But as we've talked, you shared that you're caught up in these painful cycle where drinking a bottle of wine quiets your brain temporarily, but rewards you with a racing heart, exhaustion, and morning anxiety. So, and because I hear that you value being a sharp professional and above all else, an emotionally present mom, wanting to also break the generational boundaries in your family system. So you're highly motivated to find a healthier balance. Did I miss anything here?
No, that captures exactly how I've been feeling. Seeing it laid out like that and hearing somebody else say it, it's just feels makes me feel so much better. I just can't help. I can't just keep doing nothing about this.
Yeah. Well, given that readiness I'm hearing from you now, what do you think might be a realistic next step for you this next week? Like, what does a manageable adjustment really look like in your world?
Well, going cold turkey, to be honest, feels absolutely terrifying because of my stress level. But if I commit to like not drinking on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are those are my heaviest audit days. And if I can get through those mornings without a hangover, it might show me that I can actually kind of do this thing. But we'll see.
Okay, so you're proposing an experiment here, testing out an alcohol-free evening on your two highest stress work nights to directly target those exhausting mornings that follow. So, to me, that shows a strong reflective approach to your own recovery. How confident, though, do you feel on that same 1 to 10 scale that you can kind of protect those two specific nights this week?
I feel like a 6 or a 7. I need a backup plan to be honest for when my brain starts to scream for relief about 8 p.m.
Hmm. Okay. So anticipating that 8 p.m. pressure in advance is a proactive step to take. So, what is one small alternative like comfort routine you could put in place on Tuesday night then to help your nervous system transition out of work mode without keeping wine in the mix?
Back then, I used to, before I got this big old job, I used to take these long hot baths and listen to acoustic music before my life got where it is now. I could block out like 30 minutes or so Tuesday night until my husband I'm off duty and do that instead.
Okay. That sounds like a beautiful way to offer your body some true restorative comfort instead of just an escape. All right, Nova. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you today, and it would be my honor to walk with you this next week as you test out these new pathways. So, why don't we talk next session and look at what you discovered during this first week's experiment?
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. See you next week.
All right.